I'm live. I'm live. I'm alive! Or something. Hi. Oh, hello. Ooh, that was loud. Yikes. Hey, Leo. Hello, welcome. Is this gonna... Yeah, OBS crashed on me, which is always super fun. Interesting. This says stream health is excellent, but also it looks like it's being jerky, so that makes sense. Really, really good. Really, really good. Excellent stream health. 3 FPS. Love it. Maybe it's just going to sort itself out, though, and we can just leave it be, and it'll magically work. Oh, now it says it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Perfect. We're not going to try to fix it this time because fixing it last time made it worse. So we're just gonna do it and hope that it improves and that it doesn't get worse again. That's the plan. Hello, welcome. It's good now? Don't say that, Leo. If you say that, then it'll get worse again. You know that's how this works. If you say it's bad, maybe it will get better, but if you say it's good, it will definitely always get worse. For sure, 100% of the time. Anyway, hi. We're gonna do some nail art. We'll see how well this works. This is gonna be the last Pride nail art of the month. I mean, probably not of the year, because chances that I'm gonna want to do something else queer coded at some point over the course of 2026 is extraordinarily high. But we will be taking a break from that after this. We're gonna have a bunch of, over the coming weeks, we're gonna have a bunch of PBE stuff to get through. So we may end up being a little lighter on nail art over the next few weeks. But I do still want to try and work in at least some nail art stuff so that we're not just looking at new polish, especially for the Tuesday streams where I know at least, I mean, I know that part of my audience is always European, but I feel like the Tuesday afternoon stream time I sort of designated specifically as being for the European audience, and so it feels a little rude to to show off polishes that they won't be able to get during that time slot. Sorry, I gotta oof. My chair had rolled off the little plastic thing. Look at my fun new light. I need to move it a little bit, I think. It's like too far over. It's gonna get blocked all the time. What if we put it here? Is that better? Now we can actually see it. Isn't it cute? I really like it. Yeah, so we will probably the next few Thursday nights be doing some PBE related stuff, but yeah, we'll see what goes on. Hey Dame, hello Spadazzles. Welcome. It is a fun light, isn't it? Enjoy lurking, Dame. So the plan today is I have a nail art that I've been wanting to do sort of all month long. I found it early in the month, and and immediately wanted to do it. But you know, there's been a bunch of different nail art that we've wanted to do over the course of the month. But yeah, so this is the plan for today. This cute little, I guess it's embroidered handkerchief that I think what we're gonna do is do like you know, the 3 words y'all means all here on these 3 nails, and then on the pinky and the thumb maybe do the little like parts of the little floral design in the corner. I think that's the plan. And the last couple of designs I've done, I've used exclusively crumbs. So I'm thinking for this one, I might want to do maybe some of the linear hollows from Holo Taco. Those are pretty nice to work with for nail art. They're generally 1 coat and they're good for fairly fine stuff. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Also, super sinusy today. I keep sneezing. Dame, you might be way behind on stream if you're just saying now that everything seems to be working fine for you. Just FYI. But that's okay. But yeah. Hey, Panda Nerd. Welcome. Yeah, so let's just get into it. Why don't we? I didn't decide on like what I want to use as a background, but I feel like should I want to do I kind of want to invert this. I kind of want to do a dark background for this. The last few I've done have all had a very light or nude background, and I'm kind of feeling something dark, but I don't know. Is that the right move? Is that the wrong move? What do y'all think? Light background or dark background? Pinky, I think your comments are showing as far as I can tell. Yeah, Leo, see, as soon as we say that things are working, they stop working. That is how that goes. Pinky, I can't respond to every single comment because if I interrupt myself that many times while I'm in the middle of talking, we are never going to start painting my nails. You know, my brain grinds to a complete halt every time I start to actually read or respond to comments. And then it takes me 5 minutes to get going again. So I do have all comments listed. If I don't respond to a comment, it might just be that my brain is doing the thing and I need to keep going. Light background with a subtle shimmer, maybe. Yeah, we did that last time, I think. Or actually that one had like a shimmery flake. Yeah, I've done a bunch of those. That's the thing. Like, I feel like, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's okay to do that again. Pinky, I already said hello to you earlier, though. I'm quite confident that I said hello to you earlier. You just probably missed it. You know what? Let's do another glitter sis. The hell? What if we do another glitter sis? This gold background. What do we think about that? Or, see what else is on my untried rack. I also have Sleet Dreams Are Made of This. These are 2 that I have on my untried rack. What do you think? Oof, that's impossible. Make it look like a neon sign. Yeah, that could be kind of fun. Do a dark background. Hang on. What do I have that would be good for that? I would probably have to go into my other... You're struggling to get the chat on the screen at the same time as the video? Yeah. Yeah, if you're not working with a very large screen, that is very much a thing. We also have this, which is kind of a fun background. What else I got? What else have I got? I already used that one recently. We could do like a real dark, like a black background or something. Hey, Yanelli. Do what, polished guitarist? Do what? Yeah, sometimes it just gets laggy sometimes. Dark background, white outline letters, paint the colors over the white. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right, I'm going to choose a black then. Okay, we won't use it for this, but this is coming soon. Very soon. Very, very soon. Okay. Let me find something dark to use for my background then. Hang on. Here, you can... Maybe you can see Jammy Dodgers. There's a butt Dodgers. Let's see. Should I just do a creme? Creme's so much harder to like take off if I get it in my cuticles though. Let's just use my wildflower. My go-to wildflower. I'm going to be so sad when this dies. Oy. Yeah, so we'll use my my go-to wildflower lacquer Shattered, which was PR at the time, but listen, Jammy Dodgers is not just back support, Panda Nerd. Jammy Dodgers is emotional support. She's moral support. She is she's basically everything you need a cat to be, and especially a butt warmer. She really enjoys lying back there making me absolutely die of sweatiness. Yeah, if the video is laggy for anybody, it's not you and it's not me. It's YouTube. As far as I can tell, because my internet is fine, my ping is fine, my latency is fine, my upload speed is fine. It's just YouTube hates me, so we get this. I don't know why. This is, you have this one. This is my go-to for like any kind of black or dark starry sky, or like, you know, if I want dark but I don't want a matte black. Because here's the thing with using a black, like a creme or something, is that not only is it incredibly annoying to get out of your cuticle area if you manage to accidentally flood. But it's also more likely to streak and smudge and cause problems. And like, I'm going to use a smudge free anyway, but this is just easier to work with, less annoying, and also it's just so pretty. Gives a little extra something in the background. So yeah, we'll do our lettering in white, and then we're gonna do 2 coats of this. Do our lettering in white, and then we'll do the linear hollow over top of that. Except I think for the white band in the lettering, I might use, instead of linear hollow, well, I could use a linear hollow taco on top. That would work probably. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. Use linear hollow taco over it. Or I have a sort of gray / off-white version of this polish, which would probably do the trick. Or I could just use silver, like Circuit Breaker from Hollow Taco. Just like a silver linear hollow. I feel like any of those would work. I'm making a hell of a mess here, but I don't care. At least this is easy to clean up, unlike a black creme. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. This collection, man, I'm so sad that she retired these. I can't remember how long before she changed, because she switched. Remember, she rebranded to Royla Lee. I can't remember how long after this the rebrand came, but this collection never made it over to the new branding. There were a couple of polishes, like singles, that got ported over to the Royla Lee branding. But this collection did not, and it was such a good collection. Like, everything was 1 to 2 coats. Like, technically you could get away with 1 coat for almost all of them, as long as you don't paint super thin. I tend to prefer to go slightly thinner and use 2 coats, especially when it's the base for nail art. But like, basically always, I never really want to just be wearing 1 coat of nail polish, unless it's like a running out the door situation, which it almost never is for me. But I always, like, it peels better and gives better protection and whatnot if it's multiple layers, and it just feels wrong to only wear one coat of nail polish. Yeah, Moondust and Stardust were both super fun. You believe she is bringing back an older rainbow collection. You don't know if it's this one or not, though. That would be cool if it's this one. This was the Jeweled collection, is what it was called. Hey, Windidymus, welcome. All right. And it doesn't take forever to dry, so you can pretty much go straight back in right after you finish that first coat. I mean, if I wasn't on stream, I would probably wait another minute, but not really that much longer. I have so much swatching to do that this mani, unfortunately, is going to be photographed, and then it's going to come right off. Which is all too often the case. I'm like doing a really bad job here. I have this, my index and my thumb are both like patched to hell right now, so they're like extra annoying to paint at the moment. But yeah, I have like a whole collection from Prism Parade that I finished actually taking the photos, but I need to do all the editing and everything. But I also have a collection from Monarch and 2 from BCB. This is all stuff that's for PBE. And so it's all due like really soon, plus all the like collab box things like, you know, HHC and LBH and all the collab boxes. I have a bunch of stuff for those, and apparently there's more stuff on the way. So I'm like trying so hard to get through everything as fast as possible. So there's no wearing art that I like for 2 or 3 days, unfortunately. Will I do a 1-day mani for Canada Day tomorrow? Deeply unlikely, Dame. Deeply unlikely. I don't usually even do a Canada Day mani. Like even when I was living in Canada, I rarely did it. I don't think I ever did a Canada Day mani, actually. Yeah. It's just... Patriotism is weird and awkward, and I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. Yeah. It's a weird thing. I have feelings about patriotic displays. I have opinions. Legasp. I know. All right, we're going to do some top coat and then let it sit a minute. So that I do not screw myself over if I mess up slightly. Hey, Sassy, welcome, welcome. By the way, everybody in the Discord, I was talking to Sassy and Husky about this in the PBE channel. But I posted some, it's in the LL Discord. I posted some very unhelpful video of my camera roll that has most of the polishes in my collection photographed. And if you're going to PBE and there's something there that you want, holler and maybe I'll be willing to give it up, especially if it's purple. And if you're not in that Discord channel or that Discord server, you can let me know from my Instagram posts or whatever if there's something that you know I have that you think I might be likely to be willing to part with. Yes, Dame, of course. Please feel free to post your mani in the Vexed Varmints Discord. That is always fine. I'm not like against people doing patriotic manicures. That's fine. It's just something I personally don't engage with as a general rule. Panda, is it frozen for anyone else? Is what frozen? If you mean the chat, it's just that people aren't talking a lot. If you mean the video, yeah, YouTube is doing me dirty again. Leo, in Lacquer Lounge, in the PBE 2026 channel, I posted video. Okay. So there's our base. And then we're going to do the y'all means all there. So we want to do it in white first and then layer the color over top. Yeah, YouTube just hates me, I think. I think it just hates me. I don't know what's going on with it. There's nothing I can do. I can upload. I have to upload them again, Leo. Are you not? I could have sworn you were in that one. That's so weird. How is that possible, Leo? Remind me later. I will. Actually, I might be able to forward it. Maybe I can forward it to my Discord. Hang on. It's 2 videos because they're too large. Forward to Vexed Varmints where? I'll put it in... where will I put it? What's a good place to put it? What do we think? Put it in Nail Chat, I guess. Oh, and thank you for posting that I am live because I forgot to do that. All right, forward to Vexed Varmints Nail Chat. I don't know how long it's going to take. It might be instantaneous, it might not. But they are large videos. They are something like 3 minutes each, which is ridiculous. There we go. I did it. I did it. So if you're in my Discord, it is now in the Nail Chat channel. And if you're not yet in my Discord, you can join my Discord by clicking the link down in the description for this. Your stream has a loading wheel, but audio is fine. Awesome. I love that. Can we all give a round of applause for YouTube for being just so, so good? It's definitely, like, as much as YouTube is annoying as hell sometimes, it beats the heck out of Instagram. And I do think I want to try out Twitch, but I just need to like get around to to doing that. Because I need to learn all the stuff. So, and that takes time and brain power and energy and whatnot. I need to have sufficient spoons to do the thing. All right, so I'll do that A here. It's fairly thick. The lettering is fat lettering. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We love us some fat lettering around here. I'm a big fan. I like a nice thick font. Especially if I'm going to be trying to paint it on my dang nails. All right. Have I screwed myself by making it too large? Slightly. Okay. That's okay. Mobile is frozen and so is your TV. Awesome. Fat, pretty hot, and tasty. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're gonna just do a little erase and try again. And this is why we top coat. This is why we top coat. This is why we top coat. You're welcome. It's Peggy's Nail Art and Variety Hour. I think I'm gonna have to do another layer of top coat because that was a lot to take off. Wow, it's like really completely stopped, eh? Oh, I said that and then it immediately jumped one frame. Love it. I love it. So we are planning to try, even though I don't think it's me, we are planning to try like completely hardwiring. What I've been using is I've been hardwired to the mesh point, but the mesh point was still over Wi-Fi. But we're going to try running cable all the way downstairs and see if that helps. I don't know if it will. Okay, we're going to go a little smaller this time, because that was definitely too big. Maybe I should do the middle nail first, because that's going to need the smallest. It's going to need the most number of letters and therefore the smallest letters. And then I can scale everything else to that. And then I think that will work. We'll try that. Okay, so this is still going to be an A in the center. So it'll be A, and this seems like the right sort of scale. Okay. All right. We will try this again. Brian also did steal my Ethernet cable, but it's not worse than it was the other day, so I don't think that's related. I don't believe it's our internet at all in any way, shape, or form. Well, that's not helpful. Yeah. But it's also, like I said, it's not worse than it was the other day, so I don't think it's us. Apparently Brian returned my cable but didn't actually run it. He just dropped it in the room. All right. Oh my God, it's hot in here. Either that or I'm having another hot flash. Who knows? Could be either one. We're in a little bit of a heat wave already, which is, of course, going to get much worse over the course of the week. I think, let's see, it's currently 31 degrees Celsius outside, which under the lights in this room typically means that we're probably approaching 26 or 27 in this room, like where I'm actually sitting. And it's just going to get hotter as I sit here, so Love that for me. Love, love. And I think we're supposed to get up to 39 or 40 on, I don't know if it's Thursday or Friday. Or, well, both days, but I think it's basically supposed to like get a little hotter every day for the next few days. And my stepdaughter wanted us to go to some outdoor concert on Friday. And I'm glad that I said, let's, wait and see what the weather is like, because if I'd committed to doing that, I would be very sad about that, because I would not survive if it's anywhere near that hot. I will simply perish. I'm not designed for this kind of heat, so I don't process it well, and I end up usually, if I'm not very careful, I will get heat stroke. I'm gonna have to do a little editing on this because I didn't leave myself quite enough room for the thickness of the lettering, but that's okay. We don't mind doing a little editing. You saw the notification, you were going to join, and then you did what you always do. Something else. Yep. Well, technically, I was supposed to tell everyone about stream, and I forgot. So... Here, Manny looks fine, but you made a grave mistake in sitting on the floor at your age. Yeah. Every night when I go to give the cats their nighttime pre-bed TREATS, I sit down on the floor in the hallway because Timony isn't allowed upstairs while the old ladies are out and about. But he gets the TREATS as well. And so, yes, my cats know the word, and they will get upset with me, and it is close to the afternoon time for that. So, but yeah, so he gets his like through the gate. So I have to sit in the middle of the hallway upstairs, with the cats sort of surrounding me. And I poke his through the gate, and Jammy and Budgie sit right beside me for theirs. But yeah, it means that that every single night I have the exact same regret, and I keep thinking I should get some kind of little stool or something. And then I remember that I would need some place to put that. And then I remember that I actually own a little stool that would be perfect for that, except that it lives in my nail studio and is completely covered in nail polish. And so every night I have this like conversation with myself about what a dang idiot I am. But, I don't fix it. I don't do a damn thing about it, so I guess I just get to suffer. Yeah, it is way too hot, Dame. It is way too hot. It's weird how gingery I am for not being a ginger. I actually kind of am a ginger, though. My mom is a ginger. My entire family are ginger. And I got the ginger skin. And if I bleach my hair, it goes very red. And in certain light, when I was younger, before it went red, or before it went gray, rather, it would be red. It would look red in a lot of lighting situations. Not like red, but like strawberry-ish. So I definitely have like a tinge of red, and of course the redhead skin. So that is, I think, why. I also have the redhead painkiller modulation. So the normal amount is very frequently not enough for me, which is really fun for a lot of things. But thankfully, I do have a very high pain threshold. So, well, I guess tolerance really is better. I am good at just sitting there and dealing with it, as are so many women. But yeah. So the painkiller does nothing, but it's fine. It's fine. I think this is also why I don't bother remembering that drugs exist most of the time when I have like a headache or something. Because usually they don't really do anything anyway. Although naproxen does help take the edge off muscle cramps for me, so that's good. Cats are about as smart as a 2-year-old human and can learn as many words as them. That makes sense. After a medical procedure, you extubated yourself and scared the nurses. Yeah, you're not really supposed to do that. Okay, so we got the all. So now we just need, or the means rather. Then we just need to do the other two with similar scale. And I believe that I can do this. All right, so it's going to be about here. It's going to be about that big. And then we're going to have the L. This time we're going to give ourselves a little bit more space for the thickness. And then there's going to be an apostrophe. And then this has this kind of a Y. Uh-oh. Remember how I said my sinuses are doing a thing? Or maybe I just thought about saying it and didn't actually say it. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. It's really good. It's really, really good. Okay. All right, back in. Do this other A. I feel like the floral is actually going to be the harder part of this for me because it's so like, it's going to be tiny. It's going to be tiny little elements. So to make them look good, I think will be a bit of a challenge. What fine lining brushes am I using? So the one that I have been using for all of this so far is the Starly Nano, which I have mixed feelings about because the very first one I got was fantastic and lasted a really long time before it started having problems. And the second one started having problems within a very short period of time. I do have a third one, but I'm feeling a little stubborn about it. So they are definitely the finest brushes that I have purchased so far. they're really nice, but for the price, I am a little disappointed at how quickly they are having issues. The biggest issue that I've been having is that this whole section here retracts, which is obviously not supposed to happen. So, and I'm pretty careful with my brushes, and I'm never like putting downward pressure on them this way. But just when I'm like drying off the brush, which I do, like this, I don't press down, I do like this, it's still just enough that it will sometimes, and by sometimes I mean quite frequently, slip in like this, which is obviously bad. So that's why you'll very frequently see me, I'll do something, I'll rinse my brush, I'll wipe it off, and then I'll do this. That's always, anytime you see me doing this, it's always because that has retracted. And I feel like that's a pretty major flaw. I tried to use some like nail glue to glue it back in place properly so it wouldn't slide, and that only worked for a couple of days. And then the constant acetone exposure, it went and dissolved the glue very quickly, which is not surprising. But yeah, so I'm a little disappointed in this second one. I'm hoping the third one is better, but like I said, I'm so stubborn. I don't really want to crack it open after I've only had this one in use for a fairly short period of time. So the other fine liner that I have that I use a lot, it's slightly less, it's a little bit longer than this and slightly less fine, but not by that much, is the Cirque one, which is excellent, and I think a little bit more affordable. Those ones were gifted. Not from Cirque. I got them during a Christmas swap. Was it Sassy that sent me those? I feel like it was Sassy that sent me those on like one of those Christmas swaps a couple of years ago. They've been really, really good. I've been very happy with those, but they are a little bit longer and they don't work quite as well for the super, 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 super fine stuff. Of course, before getting either of those, for a long, long time, I was just using cheap ones that I got in a set off of Amazon, and honestly, those were fine for $10 for a set of 5 or 6 or however many brushes it was. They were shockingly decent. And I still use those brushes for a lot of stuff. Like, I actually have one of them out right now because I was using this the other day for something or other. I can't remember what, but this is one that was from a $10 set on Amazon, and it's completely fine. Was it Kat? I thought Kat did the Mani Mod things. I thought it was the year before Kat sent me the Mani Mod things. I don't bloody remember. I wish that I had a functional memory, but I don't. So whoever gave me the Cirque ones, if you ever see this, I apologize. I suck. It's not you, it's me. All right. This is sort of gonna have to be a little bit offset because there's no letter in the center. I always hope that there's going to be a letter in the center because it helps me center the design. Because then I can just start from that center letter, and it usually at least gets me in the right ballpark. But I guess I just have to go with the in-between being the middle, and hope that it doesn't mess me up too much. Ooh, I made that too fat, but that's okay. Nothing will beat your 5 bristle brush. It could have been cat. I feel like it was a different year, but you know, my memory bad. And it was back on the old, the original Lacarista boards. That was where the swap was, or the original Lacarista Discord rather. And so all that is lost to history. You have the Holo Taco brushes. I never got the Holo Taco brushes. I did get the Holo Taco dotting tools as like a reward thing, but the only brush I ever got from Holo Taco was that was way too much thinner. Was the cleanup brush, and it died really fast. Like it was okay. It was fine, I guess. It was not the best cleanup brush I've used. It didn't excite me. I didn't like it as much as I like the Dimension Nails one that I commonly use now. I do feel like it might have been a good beginner cleanup brush, maybe, because it was a little finer than the Dimension Nails one that I use. And maybe I would have struggled with something bigger when I first started. I don't know. Hard to say. Okay. There's our basic design. Should I do the florals in white as well and then do stuff over top of them? Will that work out better? Or will I struggle and then be mad? Hard to say for sure. Could go either way, to be honest. Maybe I'll try them without the white, and if it seems like it's not working well, then I can put the white in and try again. I don't know. The lettering is good though. I'm feeling good about the lettering. You have the Twinkled Tea cleanup brushes, but you found out they were animal hair and you won't be repurchasing them. They're nice though, so maybe you won't have to. Yeah, there's a trade-off there, right? Like, I really understand people not being comfortable using animal hair brushes, especially when, despite the fact that it is entirely possible to collect appropriate animal hairs in a more ethical fashion. Capitalism loves to do things in the least ethical possible way. But they do, they last so much longer. And, there are ethical issues with the synthetic brushes as well, right? Like there's environmental impacts there. So I feel like it's not a trivial choice, right? Like there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. Yay! Let's all make detail brushes out of our eyelashes. But yeah, I do feel like it's one of those things that you should at least spend some time thinking about what you're comfortable with. You know, there are lots of really good synthetic brushes out there now too. It's not like it was when I was a kid and the synthetic brushes all sucked and you had to, buy them new ones like every year. Okay. So I think we're doing the Holo Taco linears for this. They're not my favorite colors necessarily, but they do stand out nicely in this kind of context. So I think they will be a good choice. Okay, green, blue, and then purple. Do I want to use... I think I'm going to use the magenta rather than the... crap. I just knocked over my little... I knocked over my tiny cap of acetone. This is why I only give myself a tiny cap of acetone and not an entire freaking open bottle, because I will knock shit over. Guaranteed. Okay. All right, so that's my basic rainbow. And then, yeah, I think I'll do the... I think I'll do the linear holo taco. I can find it. There it is. So I'll do linear holo taco over the white for the white band. And then for the pink and blue, I'm going to use Hotwire Pink and Hydropower. And then brown and black. The black, I can just use... Actually, maybe I don't have a brown linear holo. I do think I can probably mix a brown. I bet I can mix a brown. And for the black, I can use the black, what is it called? Electrostatic or something? Or is that the other one? Yeah, electrostatic. Let's go all holo taco. We'll go all holo taco, provided that I can mix an adequate brown, which I believe I can. I have faith in me. That's a heck of a rainbow right there. I've basically got the OG linear holos, all of them except for the more indigo-y purple, and almost all of the what was it, electric holos? Is that what they were called? Now we just have to find a way to do this without making it look like shit. So that'll be good. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy, as the kids say. So I do also, I think, want to leave a little bit of a white edge if I can. Kind of like the black border on the lettering in the actual thing. Oh, Brian just did such a huge old man sneeze. It's really good. You know the classic old man sneeze where it sounds like they got shot or something? Okay. Your linear browns are ILNP. I don't have any ILNP hollows, I don't think. I forgot to refill my little cap after I emptied it. All right, orange. Might end up needing to like slightly redo the white border maybe in spots, or touch it up a little bit. But I don't know if I super duper care if it's like perfect all the way around. I feel like it'll be okay if it's just most of the way around. Okay. Anybody else up painting right now besides Sassy? Or Sassy, did you already finish yours? And Ponks, did you decide to paint along, or did you decide to embroider, or did you decide to do something else? All right, yellow, and then we just need a green line on here. Okay, so I can use up half of the rest of the space here. Try and get that bottom line split in half here. Yeah. A little too far down there, but that's okay. There we go. You're going to try some neons instead of hollows. Nice, nice. You're cross-stitching? Sassy, what topper are you using? Actually, I don't even think you told us what polish you're painting. Is this just like a one polish and a topper and then that's it? I think you mentioned you were just going to do something real simple, so you're not sitting on the floor for too long. Pinky, embroidery and cross stitch are the same in my head. I understand that they are different things, but all of those, they're all like, I don't know, they involve a piece of cloth of some sort, and then a needle, and then some kind of thread of various colors, and you make a design with them. Those are all the same in my head. I acknowledge that they are different in reality, but I cannot keep the differences straight in my head. I know cross stitch is done with little X's, but they all look the same to me. If I like look hard at it, I can be like, ah, yes, that is cross stitching. But I have to be actively looking at it at the time. If I'm just remembering something that I saw, could have been anything. The fabric is pre-holed for cross stitch. Yeah, it's like a grid thing. I know. I remember some of them are like plastic rather than fabric per se, right? You're doing pink metallic from LA Colors, Rose Mimosa, topped with Jen & Barry's Gold Flaky Hollow Topper, Divine Dreams. Pink and gold always are the thing that I think won't work together, and then they always do. Like, it's such a good combination. And I'm not a huge fan of most pinks or most golds. And the pinks that go with gold in particular tend to not be my jam. But when you put them together, I love them anyway. And I don't know why that is. There's just something about that combo that really works well. All right, so this one is also going to have 4 colors. We will have the blue. I have to talk to myself about what colors the thing is going to have so that I will make enough room for them. Otherwise, all bets are off. I often think I would love to like try out some of the embroidery or cross stitch that's like a little bit more unconventional. You know, not like cute stuff, but like swearing. I feel like that would be fun, but also I really don't want to get into another new hobby. You know what I mean? This is like, this seems like a bad idea. I already have so much crochet stuff around that I hardly ever use. I never quite finish. I did, I was making crocheted, stockings for the cats for Christmas, and I managed to make 3.5, and then I just got stalled on Timony's, and it never got finished. So next year I'm going to be pulling out that half-finished stocking for Timony and going, crap, I forget how I did this, because I didn't even have a pattern I was working from. I just was like making up the pattern as I went along, and refining it a little bit with each one that I did, which, you know, is fine if you're doing them all in a row and less fine if you're trying to remember what you were doing a year later. And like, to some extent, I can look at it and go, ah, yes, I did this. And then I, you know, I reduced my stitches here, and I did this many stitches across here, and like I can do that, but it's not always super obvious, to me at least, exactly which technique I used for which parts. And so if I no longer remember what I did, I have to reinvent the wheel. So that's going to be fun. Really looking forward to that little trick I played on myself this year. No, I don't need more stuff, Pinky, please. Plastic grid is used more for needlepoint. Yeah, that's another one that's like, it's the same. Listen, Timony had a stocking. He just was using one of the ones that was like a store-bought one. There was no lack of stockings. There's actually way more stockings in the house than there are people and animals. I could even be given stockings to the arachnids if I really wanted to. There's that many stockings around. It's just that he didn't get a handmade one. But you know, it was his first Christmas. And like, not just his first Christmas in our house, but his first Christmas ever. So he doesn't know what's normal. I'll just tell him that kitties don't get their own stocking until they turn 2, just in case. It's just his tradition. That's what I'll tell him. And he'll believe me. Okay. I don't know why I decided I needed to backtrack and tidy this up now. Except that I just had the white out for the next section and decided it was time, I guess. Okay. So let's get the circuit breaker, or not circuit breaker, linear hollow taco out. Pinky. No. I don't need things. I have too many things. Between Brian and I, we have so many things, it's awful. You can't even see what I'm doing here. It's literally, I'm putting the hollow topper on the area that's going to be white. And, or that is white, rather. That is white and will continue to be white. And will not get another color. It's like impossible to see what's happening. Kat, you're finally here. You had a meeting. Right at 2. That's a terrible time. All right, maybe, is that weird? Would that be weird? Maybe, but I'm going to try it anyway. I feel like the pink is just a little bit too intensely pink, and so I am adding a tiny bit of white and a tiny bit of linear hollow taco to hopefully have a slightly better trans pink color. Without totally losing all of my hollowness. Kat, we were talking about this earlier, and I know you're the one that got me the Mani Mod set during one of the Christmases, but you're you also the one that got me the Clinique brushes, or was that, or did you consult with someone to tell them that the Mani Mod, or that the Clinique brushes were the right thing to get? I feel like it was somebody else that actually got them for me, but Pinky remembers it as being you that got them for me. And I don't feel like that's right. But I trust your memory more than I trust mine or Pinky's. Pinky and I both have memory issues. Okay, you were consulted. All right. That's what I thought. Well, now I don't know who got me that then. Whoever it was, I really appreciate them. With a side of bread, yes. Yeah, the Mani Mod trays, by the way, super good. They actually hold, on the one side of me, they hold my bases, and on the other side of me, they hold my top coats. They like bracket my workspace. It's really good. Okay. We're 2 words in. I think it's working out well so far. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's these trays from Mani Mod. So that's the one that has the base coats in it. And that's the one that has the top coats in it. They're just like a narrow open tray that fits like two rows of you know, bases or top coats or whatever. I have 2x6. Yeah, about 2x6. Can sometimes fit 7 depending on the bottle sizes, but neither of us has the memory right. Yeah, exactly. Your workspace just always has the top and base coats out. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice having it a little bit more organized. It just kind of keeps things contained, and it means that I don't. And like, let's be honest, I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 top coats that are just shoved over in that corner. Beside that, kind of like behind it and beside it. And on the other side, I have 2 base coats that don't fit inside it, but are just shoved over there. But it at least kind of helps me contain the chaos and keep them on the correct sides, because there is a place that they belong. And so even if I can't fit it in the place where it belongs, I can fit it beside the place where it belongs. So it's still fine. It's fine. Okay, this last one. So they had it split. So they actually have the pink on a combination of the bottom of the M and the bottom of the means and the top of the all. So I guess I can do that because it was a pretty thin coat there. So maybe I'll go ahead and just do a tiny thin strip there. I'm probably going to need a little bit more polish, though. Your wife got you the Manny Mods workstation thing with the acetone holder. See, that I feel is a little bit too rigid for the way I work. It looks really nice for people who work that way. But it's definitely, it feels a little too rigid for me, personally. You got your first Helmer Spooky Mouse. That's exciting. Got it used, so less money and pre-assembled. That is about as ideal as it gets. That's cool. Leo, you got a second Bisley and need to redo your whole setup now. Those Bisleys sure do look nice. They look so much nicer than the Helmers. I feel like they might still annoy me because they are metal. But also, I've just kind of committed to the Alex life. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't tempted by the Bisleys. They look like a good quality tool. And I do really love a good quality tool. It's an upgrade from you using the Holo Taco shipping boxes. Yikes. Yeah, that would drive me crazy. You have a box in your top drawer where you keep your alts, but the main 7 that you use are all on your desk. Yeah. I also have a drawer that has my alts for base and top coat. But several of the ones that I have out right now are ones that are like, either I got them in PR and I'm like, I use them when I use that brand's polish, or older bottles that are almost panned, but need to be like blended into other bottles, which those ones I often use for, like, if I need to make a magnetic effect top coat, I will use the ends of those, the dregs of those, for that kind of thing. You can post pics in Discord, and if you would like me to show them, or if you're okay with me showing them on stream, I can show them on stream. You're trying to pan your Holo Taco Peely, and then you're going to convert that bottle to your DIY. Yeah. That's the good shit. Okay. Let's get our blue. Yeah, if anyone ever during a stream, at least during the nail art streams, it's less convenient during the streams where I'm like doing a swatch and review kind of thing. I probably wouldn't want to do it then, but during the nail art streams, if you've done a mani you want me to show off on stream, just put it up in one of the Discords that I'm in, and let me know that you want me to show it off and where it is, and I will be happy to do that. Why haven't you joined my Discord? It's okay. I don't require anyone to do that. You posted it in Lacquer Lounge. Let me do a quick pause here. In Mani Museum. Oh, it looks cute. You did really good. It is very difficult to do more than a couple of color stripes if you don't have a little more real estate than you have, and you also don't have you know, super detailed brushes, super fine detail brushes. But let me just embiggen this. Isn't that cute? It's really good. It's really good. Excellent. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I love it. Okay. You have to make a whole new magnetic top coat because you put the brush with the magnetic polish into that bottle, so now it's all sparkly. Yeah. So I need to make a new one as well. My current one is this, which as you can see is sort of pink and also has a sort of layer of sludge on the bottom. I feel like that's a bit inevitable over time, and so what you can do is just let it settle a little bit and then carefully decant the liquid, most of the liquid, off into another bottle. And then shake the shit out of what's there and like add a little acetone and stuff, or like more thinner or whatever. Like shake the crap out of it, rinse it, flush it, and then you can use it again after that once it's thoroughly flushed. Okay, now we need a brown, for which I think just dropped a ring on the ground. Hang on. So we will start with our orange, and then I think we will add a touch of green. A hysterical amount of balls in that bottle? Yes. If there's one thing I never want to run out of, Linry, it's balls. Yeah, no, it's just, it's... Before it became my magnetic top coat, it was an amalgamation of, I think, 3 or 4 different top coat bottles. And so it has all the top coat, or it has all the balls from all the former top coats that it was combined from. You didn't know I had my own Discord until today. Well, that's because you never make it to my live streams. No shade. It is completely fine. That sounded accusatory. It's fine. People can't always make it. It's fine. I don't mind. Okay, I think that's a decent brown. Should do the trick, I think. It's slightly pinkish, but I think in this context, it's going to work well. Yeah, that looks like a good brown for this. Do the top bit of that line. All right, and then we still need to do our black and then a little bit of touch-ups, probably with some white, just to make sure everything looks nice and crisp. And then we'll be on to the floral decoration. You think your lettering looks like some sort of Halloween blood or slime? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. It looks good. Your mani is done. You need to eat. Eat, eat. I had a bowl of cereal. I didn't wake up until 11, of course, as is pretty typical for me on stream days. I had to, on Tuesdays, I set an alarm so that I will get up at a time that kind of works for being able to stream. So, you know, I get up like 3 hours before stream, and that is barely enough time for me to feel like a human being and then make myself semi-presentable. Because I'm one of those people that, like, I need to sit there sort of semi-catatonic for a little while with my cup of coffee before I can even consider standing up and doing things more complicated than making coffee. It's a real problem, y'all. I can, if I really need to, if there's like an emergency, I can get up and just do the stuff. But it ruins my entire day and makes me so profoundly unhappy and cranky. I feel out of sorts all day long. So I try not to do that because nobody needs me like that. Lettering is stupid hard if it's readable. Yes. If it's readable, it's perfect. That is absolutely the case. If you can read it, you've done an awesome job. It is ridiculously difficult to do reasonable lettering. And I understand that, like, I have managed to do that here and it looks pretty nice, but I have, first of all, done a ton of lettering like this over the years that I've been doing this, and also I still really screw it up on a very regular basis and make very bad lettering. So it's truly hit or miss whether I'm going to do a good job or a bad job on any given day. Today we got a good lettering day, apparently, but it's not always the case. Could just as easily have been a bad lettering day. But if it's legible, then I count it as good enough. All right, I think we might have done the thing. Do I need any more little touch-ups? I think it's good enough. Yeah, we got a pretty decent white outline around most of it. A couple of little spots where it's suboptimal, but I think I'm happy enough to move on to the florals now. Yeah, you have a life. I don't expect anyone to be able to make it to the streams regularly. It's nice that anyone does. I really appreciate that anyone makes it to these streams. But yeah, I do, the Tuesday afternoon is mostly supposed to be for the Euro crowd, but of course there's enough people that work from home or that, have a lull in their afternoon that they can make it. And then I have the Thursday night ones, but those can be a little late for a lot of people, so sort of depends on what your schedule looks like, and if you've got kids and family at home, it gets tough. You're terrible at estimating space and you start at the wrong spot or too big. Yeah, I do that all the time. I have found that the starting in the center of the word has really helped me. That's a thing that has really helped me with spacing. When I figured out that I could start in the center of the word and work out both directions from there, that was a huge moment for me. And I think I saw that on... Who was it? Who did that? I can't remember. There's some... Oh, it's one of the nail artists that works with Holo Taco all the time. That does a ton of lettering stuff. Who am I thinking of? Whoever it was, they were showing their lettering process, showing a process video, and they started their letters in the center, and I went, that's fucking smart. And I tried it myself, and it was an absolute game changer. I really suggest starting in the middle. It's still difficult, and you're still gonna get it. Like you saw on the very first one that I did when I first started the y'all, I still made it too big. I started with the A, and I made it way too big. So it's a thing. Your human conversation time with anyone other than your parents or partner is stream time? Yeah, same. And I don't talk to my parents pretty much ever. So it's basically Brian or y'all. You're my human interaction. Okay. Let's go into this floral part of things. I guess I have not had the inspo up on screen. So let me get this back up on screen for you. And we'll just make it little again. Bring it back over here. So this is our inspo that we're working from. And this is the floral part that we're going to do next. Hey Salto, yes, thank you, Sassy. Thank you. That is who it was. It was Hey Salto. Yanelli, I see you also said it before, but I missed it. But yeah, it was Hey Salto, who does just outstanding lettering, incredible work. And it was one of Hey Salto's streams that I saw the starting in the center technique, and it changed everything. Okay, so for I think I'm going to start with the purple flower. How do I want to do this? We're going to go a little, we're just going to wing it. We're going to wing it. We're not going to plan it. We're going to wing it. So we're going to do some purple. We're going to add a little bit of white to the purple. Just a tiny touch of white, a little dab will do ya. It's raining so hard right now and it's so dark you literally can't see anything outside. It's sunny here. It's very sunny. It's very sunny, and it is now up to 32 degrees Celsius outside. I don't know what the temperature is inside. Too hot. I'll tell you that much for free. It is too dang hot. I have some concerns that without the white outline or the white under like base painting, it might be a little harder to see what's going on here, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it, and we're just going to hope maybe if I add more white to it. Of course, adding white to a linear hollow is like a very dangerous game. But you know, if I really need to, I can always just add a hollow taco, right? All right. So I'm basically just gonna start from the purple, work my way outward, and we get as much of the design on my nail as fits nicely, and that's it. Because y'all know I do not believe in planning, per se. It's not my jam. I plan as little as possible. I am sometimes forced. All right, so there's our purple, and then we need a little dab of yellow on the inside. Y'all Floridians getting a good storm right now. That's exciting. And by exciting, I mean, I'm sorry. That sucks. But you know, at least you get to share it with each other. Okay, there's our little yellow. And then I'm gonna use green and yellow, I think, for the vine part. I know it's more of a brownish green in the actual artwork, but it's not gonna stand up very well, I think. So we're gonna just do something a little different. Having inspo is planning. Yeah, I mean, yes. Technically, having inspo is planning, but it's very high level planning. I don't do super granular planning. It would, in fact, be a lie to say I don't plan anything at all. But I very often don't even have inspo, as you know. So, let's see. I like this part. I like this part that does this like sort of fountaining thing. I'm a fan of this fountaining thing. Gonna make these a little thicker to help them stand out. For white linears, you use Holotaco Featured Guest. Yeah, I don't have that. I have considered getting it a couple of times, but I feel like it's not better than the Wildflower Lacquer whitish hollow that I have, which is not a linear, but it is, you know, it's a white hollow. It's fine. For how often I use a white hollow or need a white hollow, I feel like it's okay. It's good enough. If I used a white hollow more often, I would probably get featured guest, because I do think it is a little whiter than the wildflower one. I think the wildflower one is more like pale gray. Which, yeah, the hollow taco one is also pale gray, but it's, I think, a little whiter. Okay. This is kind of fun. I'm digging this. And then we'll go out the opposite side and see if we can get some of those leaves. It has indeed been a long, hot June. We've had a bit of rain off and on. We're definitely still under the average for June and for the year so far. But we've not been completely without rain, at least. So, you know, could be worse. But yeah, we've had to be pretty consistent with watering the garden regularly. And things have gotten a little dry outside of the garden zone. We are a swamp, but we are a swamp that has a dry season where things get a bit droughty fairly regularly. Your unt peely is gone. You added water, but it's a little thin now. Yeah. Well, you know what to do, Spooky Mouse. It's time for a DIY solution. You know I'm a big fan of the DIY. All about the DIY, especially the peely base. It's so easy. And it's truly the same. Especially if you've been using unt. It's literally just glue and water and alcohol. Mostly glue and alcohol, actually. But I think that's it. I think that's basically all we can really fit, pretty much. Can maybe do like a little thing this away. And do a little leaf. I think that's pretty good. The wildflower lacquer is more white than featured guest, really? Well, there you go. Its mortal coil will now be for DIY peely base once you clean it. The unt is literally just PVA glue and alcohol, though, is it not? If you look up the ingredients for unt, if it's just PVA glue and alcohol, like I suspect, then you don't even really need to clean it. You hope it rains the entire 4th of July so your neighbors cannot let off mortars again this year. That just means they'll do it like another day, though, doesn't it? Are your neighbors like that? Because I know around here they'll just do it a different day. Okay, on the pinky, I think maybe we'll do one of the we'll just do like a little coily bit with a flower. I do think people are a little less exuberant if it's not the actual 4th of July, though. I agree. So I hope for the sake of your puppers that you don't have to deal with that. All right, let's go a little there, a little there, a little there, a little there. And then we'll add like a bit of a swirly loopy bit here. And another one here. And then let's add a little pink flower. You've had it since Simply influenced you to buy it, and it's water-based, so you should probably clean it. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. It is almost certainly fine because it's alcohol, but I get it. It won't hurt it to clean it. Oop, I got a big old string. A big old stringy string that just went right across the tip of my thumbnail from the white. That's going to show up in macros. Oh well, that's fine. All right. So, do a little flower here. Let's do a second flower up here. Because we can. We're just making this up, so we can do whatever the hell we want at this point. I'm really just riffing on the design a little bit at this point. Okay. Illegal to let off fireworks any other day, and that stops people? Is that something that works in your area? Do people actually not set off fireworks just because the law said no? I don't think it's legal here either, but... All right. Just going to add a little bit of this lighter in a couple of spots here to try and give a little bit more contour to that, to the flowers. They pop a little better. Back to ginger talk. Is Carmen a ginger? No. No, Carmen did not get really much of any of the ginger-ness. She is lucky that way. All right. People set them off when they want. They get the illegal ones from Wyoming and set them off in the neighborhood during drought season. Perfect. Perfect. Very smart behavior. Very safe. Good thinking. That is what you want your neighbors to be doing in a drought. Setting off unlicensed, flammable, explosive materials in a residential area. People truly have no brains. Like, it never fails to amaze me how wildly stupid people will be. I feel like I want to add some, like, I like what I did with the little bit of paler stuff in the little flowers here. I think I want to add a little bit of like that to the purple flower on my thumb. I have just decided, so I'm going to remelt that. And then, is any of my white here going to be still okay? Well, there we go. I got a little there. Oh, you're not going to be enough. Let's see if I can make that work. No, I need more. I need more. You're in a tourist area, so the county sheriff's office drives around and arrests people. There you go. All right. Well, that's good. It's good that the sheriff's office is actually doing their job, I guess. I do feel like there are other ways in which they could be doing a better job as well, but, you know, it's good. Okay. A little bit of a highlight to help make that look a little more contoured and help it pop a little better. I think this is better. As long as it's not a gender reveal, yeah. Yeah, the fireworks really close to the houses makes me very nervous, for sure. It was like maybe a week and a half ago or so, someone set off some little fireworks like in one of the little driveways. So the way that our neighborhood is designed, it's like it's one big loop, and each like every so often on the loop there's like a smaller loop that's just like itty bitty cul-de-sac that's like a parking spot and or a little parking lot and like maybe 10 or so houses ish. Some are more, some are less. But so in one of those little cul-de-sacs, someone was setting off some small firecrackers, and like I said, we've been in a drought here as well. It's like a little bit like that's not it's not a great idea. I do think we'd had rain like that day or the day before or something, so everything wasn't completely dry, but it was less safe than I would have liked. Too close to the houses is never good. Even if it's not a drought, it's still so dangerous. And when the houses are packed tight together too, it's just like where a lot of ours are, you know, like row houses. Most of ours are row houses. There aren't really detached homes in our little neighborhood. And so, yeah, like if your roof is on fire, your neighbor's roofs are on fire. It's just the way it works. So, and there's lots of old trees and stuff too. So, love that for us. Love, love, love. All right, let's get some top coat on here. And then we're going to be done, y'all. We've actually managed to do a reasonable amount of time for a stream. I love that for us. A stream that's not 4 hours. Incredible. Sassy, should I mattify the hollow? How mad would you all be? Do an entirely hollow mani and then mattify it. Yeah. Yeah. There's certainly lots of conversations to be had around that topic. I I would love to have more good law enforcement and less shitty law enforcement. Let me swap out my my lens here so we can get the nice close up and see every tiny little bump and error. Rage baiting. Me? I would never. Me? Rage bait? Surely not. Surely not. I'm innocent, I tell you. Innocent. You'd be down for a Pocopia stream? I have literally no idea how to set up streaming on my from my Switch. That's not a thing. I know people do it. I don't know how. I don't know how that works. Okay, let's see here. Let's get a little brighter because I feel like it's a bit dark. There we go. There's the thumb. Yeah, we didn't. There was a Jammy Dodgers earlier, very early in the stream, but I don't know if cats had treats. Hang on a second. I turned off my sound for a second because I was yelling. I don't know if they had treats and he's not responding. You just need to plug your Switch into your capture card. Well, I guess if I can figure out how to do that. I do have a video capture card. I need one of those to stream from my camera as well, so. Yeah, I just yelled to him to ask if he gave them treats, but I don't think that he did, and he hasn't responded. So maybe I can get a little treats action going. Here, I'm gonna put that there. Get some abstract art in the Nails Up display. And let me see if I can find some cats. Hang on a second. Nobody thinks that they should have to work for their treats. Hang on. What do you think? Is it treats time? Good girl, Budgie. What a good girl. Okay. Oh no, I dropped one. Sorry. Okay, last one, Budge. Good girl. Jammy. Don't forget you're allowed to chew them. Okay, last one. Good girl. Jammy doesn't get as many because she's fat and arthritic. I gotta give some to the child as well through the gate. Hang on. All right, little man. That's it. That's all you get. Oh my goodness, what a spot. What a spot for it to freeze up. What a spot for it to freeze up. I came back and it was just frozen with Jammy's mouth wide open. It's really good. Oh my goodness, that was great. All right. You're currently playing a cat game that delivers mail. That's adorable. Budgie stop motion cam. Frozen frames of crunching. The treats that make you 2 frames per second. Love it, love it. I cannot bring you to the baby, unfortunately. He is on the other side of the gate, and there is no way to bring the camera there. That is unfortunately not a thing. But that's okay, because you got a 2 cat treats experience, and that's very exciting, I think. I do think I want to do a second coat of top coat here, because these are a little textured. Where's my Monarch one? I like the I get PR from them, so, you know, hashtag not sponsored, but I don't know, whatever. Disclosure, PR, top coat. I'm going to tell you how much I like it, but it's true. It's the one that I grab if I want something that's like a little thicker, a little more plumping. It's their high def top coat. I think it's what it's called, high def shine or HD shine, something like that. It's like, at one point at least, she had it labeled as like a gel-like plumping top coat or whatever. I don't think it still has the gel wording on it, but yeah, it's my go-to for when I want something that's a little thicker. It's gonna help remove some of that texture a little bit. Okay. Oop, a little hair there. I have like multiple top coats that I use and really like, and I don't think that this one is like necessarily better than others, but it is more plumping than the other ones that I have, and I like that about it for certain applications. Focus. Focus. So there we go. We got our little y'all means all Manny done. I think we did a pretty good job. If they chew them, they don't get as many. That's not how that works. Budgie chews them and gets more. Jammy does not chew them and gets less. So obviously that theory is incorrect. Hi, Jams. Jammy, though, has fairly bad arthritis that she is medicated for, and needs to watch her weight as a result of her arthritis, and also will eat. She basically vacuums everything, every scrap of food. She will vacuum it up instantly, and so we have to limit her treats a little bit. But Budgie needs to gain a little weight, and so she gets a couple extra. It doesn't seem fair if you're a jammy, but it's the way life is. Unfortunately, life is not always fair. There was a time when Jammy was the skinny one, and she was actually a little underweight for a while there. She was pretty scrawny when she was a kid. And so she got extra treats back then. So, you know, it all evens out. All right, everybody. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with me. We are done. Sassy, you have a great day. Everybody else, also have a great day. Thursday night, I don't know if we're doing nail art or if we're doing... We might use Thursday night to do some PvE release stuff, because I do have several that I need to get through. I just need to find out who's okay with me talking about it a little this early. I know BCB is okay with me talking about stuff early, so maybe we'll play with their stuff. But I'll see what everybody thinks, what the makers think, and I will figure it out before Thursday and let you know. But yeah, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be here playing with nails. If you haven't already, feel free to join the Discord. Don't forget to press all the buttons down there. That hopefully will help me get more people, and maybe someday I can get monetized. That would be kind of cool. In the meantime, tell your friends about the hippo.